Boys, we are ranking every item in Dead by Daylight today. We're going to be basing this off how often they are used, how helpful they are to the team, and how fun they are. Enough talking, let's get to it. What is the first item? Boys, first item, we have the Engineer's Toolbox. Now, this toolbox is the one that you use to do gens faster. It is not a Saboteur one, so on the fun levels, it will have to go down a little bit. I find generators boring as fuck. So if you asked me, my initial placement for this one would probably be about A tier because you can never go wrong using this, like you're helping the team. Personally, I wouldn't use it though. It's not fun. Yeah, it's kind of boring. I'd put it in A for me. Chat, what do you guys think? Vea saying, I think so too. And we have Taylor coming in saying, perfect placement. Engineer's Toolbox, you're staying in A. Next up, we have the first aid kit. Now, this is just the base med kit. I don't use med kits too often, so I'm not sure on the differences. But I'd say you can never go wrong with this one either. And I think the base items when it comes to med kits are automatic. For me, I'm just going to put in A. It looks good there. Everybody brings a med kit. There's good add-ons. And like I said, I don't even think there's a difference between like the yellow and the green, to be honest with you. I'm just going to put the green up there too. Two of the med kits, yellow and green. I think green is a little bit faster at healing. But other than that, I don't see any difference on them. So I think the green med kit and the first aid kit both go together in B. At the end of the list, guys, we're going to be reorganizing and fixing some stuff if something looks out of place. We're going to be reorganizing that at the end. Next up, we have the broken key. Now, I'm going to keep it a stack. I don't know if I've ever used the broken key before, but I'm going to just keep it real. I'm going to put it in E tier, maybe even F tier. What do you guys think, chat? We have Taylor saying useless, bottom tier. We have Tyler saying F tier as well. I think it's safe to say broken key deserves F tier. Taylor saying without add-ons, I don't think you can do anything with it. And I also think it runs out super fast, even if you put add-ons on. So I just recommend using the purple. Grind and get a purple key. Just use the purple key. I think it's good right there. Broken key, you're getting an F. Next up, we have the brown med kit. Now, like I said, between the green and yellow med kit, I don't think there's much of a difference in all these. So what I will do, I'm just going to put all the med kits together in B tier and lay them out in the rarity of which they stand. All right, brown med kit, you're with your family, baby. All right, guys, that's where it stands. Brown med kit is going D. I did forget that we're taking in other factors like how much they're used and stuff. Brown med kit is definitely not used anywhere near as much as the other two. Next up, we have the anniversary. Boys, our first anniversary item. Now, I'm not too sure on all the names of these, but I think what they are they're like just flashbangs that you could use just from different events of anniversaries. So I will just link all three of these, and I'd say I'd put it C. I would put it higher, but the only thing bringing it up to C is the fun levels. Obviously, it's not getting much use anymore, and I think a flashbang is obviously a better choice for saves and stuff. So the only thing bringing it up there is for fun levels. So I think it's fair to put it C and then move both of its family members up with it. Yeah, I think that looks good in C. What do you guys think, chat? We have Tyler saying C. We have Taylor saying can't use a flashbang to save my life or my teammates either. Fair enough. It is a lot harder than all right, anniversary flashbangs, firecrackers, and whatever the other one's named. You're going in C. Boys, next up, we have the toolbox. Now, this is the green toolbox for saboing. Obviously, it's not as good as the epic sabo toolbox, so I don't think many people use it. I think people will just bring the purple one. Maybe if you don't have any purple, they're going to use this. I'm going to stick this one in C tier above all the firecrackers. What do you guys think, chat? Taylor coming in saying C is fine. She's agreeing. I say for a Sabo, it's a good B. Dark just informed us that this toolbox has over double the charges of every other toolbox, which does probably bring it up a little bit. I think B is good for this toolbox. On to the next. Guys, I do think using a toolbox is a lot more fun than using the med kits. I will move the toolbox up. You can get some fun Sabo saves. You know, this is a Sabo toolbox. I'm going to put it above the med kits for now. On to the next. Next up, we have the purple key. Now, boys, purple key, I'm pretty sure only has like a 5-second duration of aura reading. It is nowhere near as good as the rainbow key. So I think I'm just going to put this. I'm going to put this in D tier. It's not fun. Maybe you can open a hatch, but it's just not fun, is it? I'm just going to stick in a D tier. Boys, moving on. Now, this item is way more... Boys, moving on. Now we're getting into my territory. This next item is a base flashlight. Now, I don't think it could be argued. I think flashlights are the most fun item to use. I think they're the most used item, and they're definitely toxic. They could be funny at times. They could be helpful. I get like 1 million flashlights saves the game. I'm gonna move the base flashlight. I'm gonna put it down in A tier above the toolbox, but let's see what chat thinks. Shark coming in and saying the most popular items in the game right now, and that is very true. I think there's at least like 2 flashes in every game I play. Please don't bring Lightborn to the shrine. Yellow flashlight is going top A for now. Boys, now moving on, we have the anniversary flashlight. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do use these when I run out of yellow ones or green ones, but I'm not sure on like the battery consumption of it, or I'm not sure on like the duration that it has or anything. I think it has like a when you get a flashlight save. It's kind of cool. It's wholesome. This flashlight is literally just the yellow flashlight, but it adds a little confetti blast when you get a flash save. So I'm just gonna move this up here with this. Maybe I'm gonna put the yellow one above just because obviously it gets used a lot more, but I think the anniversary one deserves to be up here because it's fun, and every year confetti when you get a flashlight save, that's kind of cool. Moving on, we have the anniversary med kit. Now again, I do think this is just like the yellow med kit, and they add a little bit of confetti when you heal someone. So I think I'm just gonna put this one right behind the yellow med kit. I'm not gonna put too much thought into this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this in bottom B for now. Again, we're readjusting the list towards the end of the video. Boys, moving on. Now we have the default map. Now I'm gonna make this clear. I don't think I've ever used a map, and I don't think I ever would want it. I'd want a burrito in my hand. So I'm just gonna take this one. Obviously the rainbow one is a lot better, or whatever that's called. This one gets no use. I don't think it's fun using this. I'm just gonna stick it in bottom D. I feel like you would get a lot more use out of a brown med kit. Taylor coming in and saying, I want a burrito on my hand. Of course you would, fat ass. Next up, we have the mechanics toolbox. I'd say it does make that... I'd say that makes it a lot more useful than the yellow toolbox, maybe. So I'm just gonna stick this up here. I'm pretty sure these are the same, but this one's for saboing, this one's for gens. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'd put it above the gen one because it's a lot more fun to sabo, like sabo builds and stuff. And I think more people use sabo toolboxes than they do gen toolboxes. Any disagreements? Chat! Next, moving on, we have Alex's toolbox. Now, instant for me, without a doubt in my mind, it is above the purple generator. Now, what this is basically like these two. This one generator, this one for sabo. It's the same thing, but purple and better. This one generator, this one sabo. Saboing is better than the generator one. It is more fun, more people do it. I'm gonna stick it right above that toolbox. All right, I think this is good. Just right above the gen one in A tier. Alex, your toolbox is A. Moving on, we have the rainbow map. Now, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt of being better than this. I'm pretty sure it is a lot better. It's either bottom B for me or top C. Now, listen, I want to make this clear. I don't use maps. I don't know much about maps. Maybe you can use them for a good build, but I've yet to try it. Maybe we should try it out in the future. Leave some comments about some map builds that I can try. But for now, I'm gonna put it bottom B. Moving on, guys, we have the Rangers med kit. Now, this is a team player med kit. It heals your teammates pretty quick. But when you're healing yourself, it's negative 33%. So, I'm not sure how many people use this. Again, I'm just a flash goblin. Good, obviously above the map, but I do think these two are better because you can heal yourself with it and heal teammate. Next up, we have the rainbow key. Now, boys, I know a lot of people don't use it, but I did a couple ore builds where this key was actually super useful. Just put a couple add-ons on. You can see where the killer is through walls when you're looping. It eliminates mind games, and it is pretty fun just to cheat. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun having cheats. But I will take into account not many people use it, but I do understand if chat says nobody uses it or whatever, I will move it down. Taylor's saying you're done. I don't think she agrees with my placement, so I will take that into account. I'll move it down to top C. I will agree with Taylor here and put a bottom C. I understand not many people use it. Boys, moving on. Next up, we have the sports flashlight and the purple flashlight. Now, I'm just going to pair these two together. Sports is going S. Purple is going just below on S tier. The reason the green one is better than the purple one is because the battery consumption is less, meaning if you put a battery on, it will last a lot longer than the purple one. And I'm pretty sure there's some more perks to the green one that I just don't know of. But obviously, green and purple flashlights are going S tier for me. I just don't think it can be argued. I think flashlights are the most used item, the most fun item. And I think they're very, very useful. It's the only thing that could save your dead teammate from getting picked up unless you're on a pallet or something. Moving on, guys, we just have the default yellow toolbox. Now, so I will put the yellow one in between the two green ones. Taylor's saying good placement. Boys, moving on, now we have the Halloween event flashlight. I do think it's the same as this one, but it just makes a little Ghost Explosion. I'm gonna be putting this right below the yellow one, right above the other anniversary one. Next item, we have a gray toolbox. Now, the only reason I'm gonna put this above the medkit is because it's more fun. But again, nobody uses the gray shits. Nobody, unless you're a beginner. I will be putting this above the gray medkit because it's more fun, but obviously in D tier. Next up, we have, it looks to be a Halloween medkit. Again, I'm pretty sure there's a trend going on where the anniversary items are just confetti or something at the end, but they're the same speed, consumption rate, and shit as the other medkit. So I will just be pairing this one with the other anniversary. We will do some reorganizing super quick, but we'll be right back with you. Boys, this is the list that we ended up with. We did move some shit around, and I'll try and explain it now. I'm gonna go down through the list really quick. Boys, S tier, we have green flashlight, purple flashlight. Green is better. Like I said, battery consumption's less, which means it just lasts as longer than the purple. Then we have the other 3 flashlights in the game as top A. I'm pretty sure this speaks for itself. Flashlights are the most used, most fun, and they're really useful. It's the only thing you could use to save your teammates, unless he's on a pallet or like a head-on save. So I do think the flashlights speak for itself being on top. And then we have the epic sabotage toolbox in A tier, because there's a lot of Sabo builds. I run into a lot of people using Sabo builds. I've used them. It's fun, and I think if anybody were to use a toolbox, they would use this one. I think this is the most used toolbox. And one of the changes we did make was this purple toolbox was up here. We realized this is not fun. Let's be honest, guys. We don't bring a generator toolbox and have fun. We just get on a gem with it and do what we do normally. So we did move that down just below this one. Now, B tier is looking like this. We have green sabotage toolbox. Obviously, it's more fun than the Gen 1, and it's just less good. It's not as good as the purple toolbox up here. Top B looked good for this. Then we have the purple Gen. Nobody hates you for bringing this. You're actually a team player if you bring this one. Yeah, it's just not fun, is it? And I don't think many people bring it. And then we have the yellow toolbox just in between the purple. It's just like decent for saboing, decent for doing gens. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Put it in between these two. Then obviously, like I said, we have the generator toolbox. And now I'm going to speed it up because we're taking a while here. Then we got the green med kit, the yellow med kit, the purple med kit. Now there's not much of a difference between all these, I don't think. So we just put them all together, not too much thought into that. And then the same with the anniversary ones. They're literally all the same med kit, I'm pretty sure. What did Dead by Daylight do? I don't know. Now, C tier is looking like this. C for cracker. We have 3 firecrackers or whatever they're called. They're all just like flashbangs that you get with Leon. C tier, there's 1 use. They're fun. They don't get used a lot, but when they come around every month or every year, I mean, they do get used, which is why we have them in C tier. And then below all those, we have a rainbow key. Now, the rainbow key can be pretty good if you use it in a certain way where you can see the killer. It eliminates mind games and stuff, but chat did seduct me into moving this down because not many people use it. It's not very fun. And like the only usefulness way is like you get 20 seconds of seeing the killer's aura, 25 with an add-on or something like it. And then right below the key, we have a map, a burrito. Now, this map apparently tracks a lot of stuff, but I don't see anybody using it. Let's be honest, nobody uses it. And I don't think it's very fun. You just see aura. That's not too fun, is it? Then, moving down to the shitty shit, we have D tier. Now, in D tier, we have the gray toolbox, gray medkit. They kind of speak for themselves. I think if you checked your DBD locker right now, you'd have about 500 of them because you never use them. These outdo them. Like you get these a lot, you get these even more. So you're going to use these over these, obviously, and I think they're a lot worse. So D tier looks good for them. Then we have the green map. The green map is fucking terrible, I'm pretty sure. It's nowhere near as good as the rainbow map, and that's saying something because the rainbow map's terrible as well. Then E tier, we have a purple key. Same thing I just said with the green map and the rainbow map. The purple key is in no comparable way to the rainbow key, but the rainbow key is also not that good. So E tier looks good for this one. And then F tier, obviously the broken key speaks for itself. Who the fuck is using a broken key? Boys, that was our Dead by Daylight tier list. Now I do think it went pretty well. There was a couple things that we could have changed, but overall as a community, we did this tier list and I think it turned out pretty well. Let me know your opinions in the comments. Now I do want to say this is our opinion. If you want to go in the comments and say some bullshit, do it. It's kind of funny. You might make my day. I love you guys, man. And until the next video, I'll be seeing ya.